Hello, welcome to lesson one or teaching number one. We're just going to talk a little bit about energy. We're going to play with it a little bit. Energy is pervasive, right? We can't see it. But if you're highly sensitive or just somebody that's a little more sensitive, you might have already been feeling this kinetic energy around you. And if you can't physically feel it, I would think that a lot of us can still feel it as far as the energy that we pick up from people, the energy that we pick up if we're in an uncomfortable situation and we can just kind of sense that something doesn't feel quite right. That's energy. Or when we're beautiful and elated and joyful, that is also energy and contagious, right? Um, so, all we're going to talk about today, and we'll keep this pretty brief, is really just feeling energy, kind of learning about, kind of fine tuning that skill of becoming a little more kinetic. So, what you're going to do, you're just going to start with, we're going to start with our hands. And I always say the hands know our heart. Our hands are connected to the heart, they know our heart, right? So, being of service, using your hands for whatever it is, art, cooking for your loved ones, all the things that come from the heart. So we're going to work with our hands to start with. And I just want you to kind of come to a comfortable seat and turn off any distractions you might have. Take a deep breath in with me. Take a full breath in. Close the eyes and exhale. And just gently rest your hands on the tops of your thighs. Take another breath in. And a long, calm breath out. And I just want you to start thinking about your hands that are resting on your thighs in front of you, on your lap. And start to bring energy and focus to that area and that region of your body, just your hands. And then we're going to bring our hands up and kind of have them, our palms facing the ceiling of the sky. We're just going to kind of feel our hands. We're going to kind of go up and down, almost like we're holding something in our hands, but there's nothing there. Kind of going back and forth. Sometimes it helps to keep the eyes closed so you can really take your attention inward. Helps to cut out some of the distractions around you, or the, phone could be dinging or dog could be barking. Just taking that energy away from those exterior things and moving it into our hands. So we're just kind of going back and forth with our hands up and down very gently. And then we're going to bring our palms not all the way together. We don't want to bring our palms together. We don't want to touch them yet. We're just going to bring them closer together. And so they're just saying hello to each other. And then maybe taking a little circles and round so that both palms are just taking these little circles back and forth in front of the other. And then we're going to pull our hands out a little bit further and then bring them in, but don't let them touch. Just bring them in and bring them out. And bring them in and bring them out. So energy is very subtle. It's very, very subtle. And even if you can't feel anything going on between your hands right now or your fingertips, it's okay. Just keep kind of moving in and out with your hands. And maybe you do start feeling, you can even pretend like there is a ball between both of your hands. Kind of let your intuition guide you here. So if your hands are doing something specific, kind of go with that. They're just kind of gently grazing each other but not touching. Or if you've got like a little soccer ball between and you're kind of going back and forth on the ball. Whatever your intuition and organic moment is leading you to, that's what I want you to do. And I just want you to play, right? It's all we're doing is exploring, we're staying curious. But maybe you might start feeling something kind of happening between your fingertips. Feel tingly. It could feel magnetic. It could feel even kind of slippery, or like they're repelling each other. or almost like they're breathing, like there's a breath between your fingers and your palms. It can feel like so many things. All of us are very sensory beings. So we're really just tapping into that sensory process and that sensory intuition. And we're not judging if we can't feel anything. We're just exploring. We're just exploring. That's all we're doing right now with our hands, with energy, playing and exploring, okay? So I just want you to kind of focus on that a few minutes every single day for the next couple of weeks. You could even be lying in bed and you can't fall asleep yet. Just kind of bring your hands together and just start becoming curious. That's it. Just become curious. See if anything starts to happen. And you're just going to start with that. That's all we're starting with is maybe that ability to feel a little more kinetic in our body, to feel a little more sensory perception. And once we kind of get over that hurdle, if we're not super sensitive and we don't kind of feel that energy between our hands or around us, in like a physical sense, sometimes we can feel like, this isn't for us, but I want you to just keep working with that. Keep working with the energy. Keep working with your own energy. And as you do this, as time goes on, you'll start to become a little more sensitive and a little more sensitive and a little more sensitive. And then it's from that point that we can really dive into some really interesting lessons about energy, about the people around us, how it permeates our body, and it permeates the things around us, and how to create energy within ourselves so that we have kind of like a little bit of a protection around us. Meditation is very helpful for that. We're going to really dive into these topics in a really meaningful way, and they will serve to really help you understand how powerful it is to really start learning about energy for self-care, for mental well-being, for clarity, and all of those wonderful things that come along with having a very peaceful mind, and really that sanctuary, that deep well within us. I hope that you will continue on with this practice for the next few weeks, and let me know in the comments as time goes on if you're really starting to develop a much more kinetic and observant way when you're really just feeling energy and kind of working your way into it. Thank you for being with me today. If you have any questions, as always, please comment below. Have a wonderful day, everybody.